The Curious Case of the Color-Changing Shoes. Once upon a time, in the cheerful little town of Tillybrook, lived a boy named Milo who had the most ordinary life imaginable. He brushed his teeth every morning, helped his mom set the table, and played with his cat, Whiskerbeans, after school. But Milo had one unusual obsession: shoes. Not just any shoes, shoes that did something. He wasn't interested in fancy sneakers or sparkly slippers. What fascinated Milo was the idea of shoes that had a mind of their own. Imagine shoes that could bounce as high as a rooftop, or dance on their own, he would say to anyone who'd listen. Most people laughed, but Milo kept dreaming. One sunny Saturday, while exploring the attic of his grandmother's cottage, Milo stumbled upon a dusty wooden box. On it was a faded label: "Do not open unless you believe." Milo's eyes sparkled. With trembling fingers, he lifted the lid, and there they were. A pair of shoes. Not shiny. Not new. In fact, they looked rather dull, grayish, wrinkly, and slightly too big. But something about them hummed, like a faraway tune you could only hear with your heart. Milo didn't hesitate. He slipped them on. Nothing happened. He frowned, wiggling his toes. Maybe I have to walk. He took one step. The shoes turned purple. He gasped. Another step, orange. A skip, teal. A jump, gold. Milo laughed, spinning around the attic. With every movement, the shoes shimmered into a new color, as if responding to his mood. But then something really strange happened. The shoes tugged at his feet. Not hard, just enough to say, "Follow me." Okay. Milo whispered, tiptoeing across the attic floor. The shoes led him to a small wooden trapdoor he'd never noticed before. It creaked open on its own, revealing a spiral staircase that curled downward into darkness. Now, most kids might have stopped right there. But not Milo. He took a deep breath and followed the tug. Down, down, down he went. At the bottom was a door made entirely of buttons. Big ones, tiny ones, glowing ones. A plaque beside it read, "Only the one who dances shall enter." Milo raised an eyebrow. "Well, I do love dancing." He wiggled. The shoes turned rainbow. He spun. The buttons lit up. He moonwalked. The door popped open like a soda can. Inside was the most dazzling workshop Milo had ever seen. Walls lined with shelves of shoes, jumping shoes, laughing shoes, whispering shoes, even shoes that played music when you walked. In the center of the room stood a tall figure wearing a green coat stitched with laces. "Welcome," the figure said, bowing. "I am Cobbler Quibble. And you, young sir, are now my apprentice." Milo blinked. "Apprentice? For magic shoes?" Cobbler Quibble chuckled. "Oh, much more than that. These shoes are alive with intention. Every pair has a purpose. Some help you find lost things. Some help you tell the truth. Yours? Yours lead you where you're meant to be. From that moment on, Milo spent his days learning the secret art of shoemaking. He stitched, he painted, he whispered tiny wishes into the soles. Each shoe he made was different. One day, he crafted slippers that tickled you into laughter. Another day, boots that made you feel brave enough to climb trees, if you'd never dared before. But the most special shoes he ever made were for a girl named Nori who hadn't smiled in weeks. Her dog had run away, and nothing seemed to cheer her up. So Milo designed a pair just for her, cozy, quiet shoes that glowed gently when someone you loved was near. The moment she slipped them on, they lit up. And moments later, her dog, muddy and wagging, bounded through the backyard gate. Nori cried. Milo grinned. Cobbler Quibble clapped. Word of Milo's magical shoes spread. But he never sold them. Shoes that change you, he'd say, should never be bought. They should be earned. Years passed, but Milo's shoes continued to find their way to kids who needed a little courage, kindness, or joy. And every now and then, if you're walking through Tillybrook and you feel your shoes tug gently at your feet, don't be afraid. Just follow. You never know where they'll take you. Good night, curious dreamers. See you in the next adventure.